Welcome students, welcome to Helm of Science. Welcome in another episode of solution on previous year question. So you can see that today's topic is on wave optics. So we will discuss some previous year's question on wave optics of NEET and JEE. So stay connected with us to the last of the video and enjoy the physics. Thank you. So in this question it has asked that the what will be the refractive index. So here the frequency of that medium and wavelength is given. So we know that the refractive index mu is equal to the speed of light in vacuum and ratio with speed of light in that medium. So in that case we know the speed of light in vacuum and we don't know the speed of light in the medium. So we will try to calculate this. How? We know that V is equal to n lambda. N is equal to the frequency and lambda is the wavelength, and both are given in this case, which is 10 to 10 to the power 14 into lambda is equal to 5000 into, we'll convert it into meter and Armstrong to meter 10 to the power 10, and it will result 10 to the power 8 meter per second. So we got the light speed in the medium. So our mu will be 3 into 10 to the power 8 by 10 to the power 8, and this will cancel out, so 3. So answer B will be our right answer, right? In this question you have to find this ratio, okay, and n is given here as the ratio between the two intensities, that is I1 by I2 is equal to n. This is given in our question. So I1 is one intensity and I2 is another intensity. Let's do our thing now, that is we will find out Imax by Imin, and this will be, we can say this is I1 root under I1 plus I2 by Imin is root under I1 minus root under I2, and this is whole square, and it will result in a answer of, and I1 or I2 is related with the ratio of n. So replacing I1 by I2 with n, we can get root n plus 1 and divided by root n minus 1. So what are we doing here is we are taking common of I1 from here and I1 from here and I1 from here. So it will result like I1 root under I1 by I1 plus root under I1 by I2, okay, and here is root I1. So this will become n and this is 1. So the numerator and denominator in this case will be, this will be our numerator case. So this is n, and we can see that this is root n plus 1, and in denominator it will be similarly, it will be done here, and it will n minus 1. So I am erasing this. You can pause the video and try with your own. Now in this question we have to find we have to find Imax minus Imean divided by Imax plus Imean, and this will result, and we will take common here Imean, that is, or divided with Imean, Imax by Imean minus 1, and similarly in the denominator Imax by Imean plus 1. And what will we do now? We will put we get here the Imax by Imean value like this. So we will put root n plus 1 by root n minus 1 whole square minus 1 by similarly root n plus 1 by root n minus 1 whole square plus 1. Fine. And this will give you the result. This will give you the result of 2 root n by n plus 1. That is the number B option will be the correct answer. So in this question we have to find the new fringe width, that is the fringe width is beta. Let's say the new fringe width will be beta prime. What will be the fringe width if in our question D becomes half, that is D prime will be D by 2, and capital D, that is the distance from screen, it will be D prime, capital D prime, and it will be 2D. So we know that beta fringe width is equal to d lambda by D, where lambda is the wavelength. So let's put it here, beta prime is equal to 2D. So beta prime, what will beta prime will be? It will be d prime lambda by small d prime. The lambda is unchanged here, so it will be 2D lambda by D by 2, and this will result 4 into D lambda by D, and this is this. So this is the greater by 4 times, so it will be 4 beta. So it will increase the 4 times. So number C will be our correct answer. We can say that is the beta prime is equal to 4 beta. 4 time increase in the slit width, fringe width. Here we have to find the angular width of the first minima if we immerse in water. So we know actually these question are double slit experiment question, which are very important for any competitive exam. Many questions come from this experiment, so we have to have a good knowledge of this. So what we know in double slit experiment, that is the theta, that is the our angular width is equal to wavelength divided by the difference between the slit, that is the A. And for a given value of theta always varies with lambda, that is the wavelength. And we also know that if our wave is traveling from a medium to another medium, there will be a change in the wavelength, and the wavelength change will be proportional to the refractive medium of that medium, refractive index of that medium. So lambda prime is equal to lambda by mu. We know these conditions. Now come to the question. We will what will we do? We have to find the angular width inside water. So we will simply take ratio or calculate ratio, and as theta is proportional to lambda, theta by theta w means water, will be is equal to lambda by lambda w, and it will equal to, and lambda prime is equal to lambda by mu. So lambda by this is lambda by mu, and these both lambda are equal, so our result will be only mu. So now from here we can say that the theta w is equal to theta by mu, and we know the previous theta is 0.2 degree, which is given in our question, and mu is 4/3 for water, which is also given. And if we calculate this will result us a new answer, which will be equal to 0.15 degree. So this is our answer. Option C will be the. Here a double slit experiment is performed in air, then in a medium, and in the medium there are a total 5 dark fringes, and in the air there are 8 bright fringes in the same area. Let's consider this screen. So this is the 8th fringe, 8th bright fringe. Suppose this is the 8th bright fringe, and in the same place the dark fringe in the other medium is created, and this is the 5th dark fringe. So in the same place where 8 bright fringes are created in air, and thus in the same area 5 dark fringes are created in the medium. So we have to find the refractive index of that medium. So let's start. This is our question, and for the bright fringe we know that the x, that is the distance or the width, position of the bright fringe will be n of that medium is divided by d. Lambda is the wavelength of that medium, and the position of the 5th dark fringe in air will be, this is the formula, it will be 5 minus half of a air d by small d, and according to the question these both are equal, these are equal. So using this condition, what we can say, x prime is equal to x. Using this condition we can say that 8 lambda m by d by small d is equal to 5 minus half lambda air capital D by small d, and this will cancel out. So we have to find lambda air divided by lambda medium, and this will result here lambda air 8 divided by 5 minus half, that is 4.5, and if we solve this will be 1.78. So as we know that the ratio of the two wavelength in a medium is equal to the refractive index of that medium, so we can say that 1.78 is the refractive index of that medium, and answer C, option C will be our correct answer. In this question we have the angular frequency, we have the angular distance, angular width, better to say, 0.20 degree, and we have to change it 0.21 degree by changing the slit separation. So what will be our slit separation? That this will change like this. So we can say from our known knowledge that the angular separation theta, angular with theta, is equal to the wavelength divided by the slit between those two slit, difference between those two slit, and from the first condition it is given that 0.2 degree is equal to the given lambda and divided by 2 millimeter. That is the first condition. From here lambda is equal to 2 into 0.20 degree, and this is millimeter. And in the second condition 0.21 degree is equal to lambda by d. We don't know the d, and lambda is the same for both the case. Here lambda is equal to d into 0.21 degree. So this and this will be equal. From these two relations, this and this, we can say that d is equal to 2 into 0.2 by 0.21, and this will give you a result of 1.9 millimeter. Please solve this in your copy, and this will give you the result of 1.9 millimeter. That is the option B will be our correct answer. So in this question we have to find out the path difference, the intensity between two wave when their path difference is lambda by 4. So when the path difference is lambda, the intensity is k. It is given in the question. So when the path difference will be lambda by 2, what will be the intensity? This is our question or to solve. So we know that intensity is nothing but 4I0. Intensity at some point actually is nothing but 4I0 cos square phi by 2, cos square phi by 2. I0 is the intensity of either wave and phi is the phase difference. This is the intensity and phi is the phase difference. Now what is phase difference? Phase difference phi is equal to 2 pi by lambda. So we have to, what we need to calculate the phase difference for this path difference, and then we will put it in here and find out our answer. So phase difference is 2 pi by lambda into path difference, right? So when the path difference is given as lambda, our phase difference will be 2 pi by lambda into lambda. It will be 2 pi only, and then our intensity will be 4I0 cos square phi by 2, and here phi is 2 pi by 2 pi, so 2 pi by 2, and this will result 4I0 cos square pi, and this is our 4I0, and this is known as k, right? So this is our k, which is given in our question. So this is actually correct. Now we will find it for lambda by 4. So what will we do now? when the path difference is lambda by 4, our phase difference will be 2 pi by lambda into lambda by 4, that is the path difference, and this will be pi by 2. So we get our phase difference. Now the intensity will be 4 I0 cos square, phase difference by 2. Here phase difference is pi by 2 and pi by 2 by 2 is pi by 4, and cos square pi by 4 is 4 I0 cos square pi by 4 is half, and it will be 2I0. So it is 2I0, it is 4I0. And if we take it into the relation, let us say this is K prime, this is K prime, and we can say that K prime is equal to K by 2. So option C, this will be our correct answer. Hope you understand this. So in this question, it is a very easy question, but the resolution related questions are most important question for any kind of competitive exam. So you need to focus on this. Here we have to find that limit of resolution. The d, that is the diameter of telescope, is given 2 meter, and our other given terms are lambda is equal to 60 nanometer. 60 nanometer, we will convert it into the meter, that is 10 to the power minus 9 meter. So limit of resolution, what will be our limit of resolution? It will be 1.22 d, sorry, 1.22 lambda by d, and it will result 1.22 into lambda. We know the lambda, and d, we also know the d, that is 2, and it will result 6 into 1. And it will be 366 into 10 to the power minus 9 meter. Sorry, not meter, it will be radian. So we can say matching to the answer, 3.66 into 10 to the power minus 7 radian. So option A is the correct answer. The question asked to find out the ratio of resolving power. The ratio, which is very simple exam, very simple problem. We know the resolving power of a microscope is given by 2 mu, that is the refractive index of medium, sine theta by lambda, which is the lambda is the wavelength. And now in our question, the resolving power 1, that is for the first wave, is given 2 mu sine theta by 4000, and the resolving power for the second microscope 2 mu sine theta by 6000. So we will just simply find out the ratio of these two. Resolving power 1 by 2 is equal to nothing but 6000 by 4000, which is simply 6 by 4, and more precisely 3 by 2. So 3 is to 2. Option B will be our correct answer. Here the concept of Brewster's angle is given. So let and for some interface it is given what will be the relation below. It is the question of NEET 2020, the previous year's question just. So this kind of question is important in this year too. Now what will we do? The refractive index mu is tan IB. IB is the Brewster's angle. So what can we gauge from this question is the mu will be sum of this range between. So the refractive index has the minimum value of 1. How 1? Suppose this is refractive index is nothing but some ratio of wavelength. So some wave is coming from air and there is a medium and it is and there is a second medium. This is the first medium and this is second medium. Both the medium are air. So the lambda will be the same. So refractive index will be 1 as it is a ratio. So minimum value of refractive index will be 1 and the maximum index of a refractive index, maximum value of the refractive index could be infinity. So from this concept, these two concepts, we can say that refractive index must lie between these two values. And if we convert it into tan, tan 45 is 1, tan 45 degree is 1, and in between mu and infinity, which value of tan 90 is infinity. So it will be 45 degree mu and 90 degree. So this is our desired answer, and option C for in that case will be our correct answer. I hope you understand. So in this question they have asked which is not common in sound and light waves. So 4 options are given, that is interference, coherence, diffraction and polarization. So we know that interference is when two waves interfere at some point, that is two waves mixed at some point and a new wave created or this wave got distracted. So this is the interference. And in the coherence is the phase difference between two wave. If the phase difference between the two wave is same, it is phase 1, it is phase 2. If phase 1 is equal to phase 2 same, then these two wave will be known as the coherent wave. That is the usually it is known as these two have the same source. And diffraction, we know that diffraction is the some diffracted wave. We know it very well, that wave can be diffracted from a point. Now polarization is something it is a little hard to understand, but we can easily understand using some basic concept. That is polarization in the case when a wave travels through a medium, some of the particles move like this, vibrate in this way, some of particle vibrate in this way, some of particle vibrate in this way, and this vibration in various ways or various direction will cause some noises, some wave noises. To reduce this, we use a polarizer, and there is, depending on the polarizer and the angle of the incidence of the wave on this polarizer, only one way of vibration will remain. So the total wave, in the total wave, the particles vibrated in this direction will remain, and baki and the others, these and these will be, or these will cancel out. There will be no such vibration, only this will present here. So when I am saying that there is the vibration of the particle in this way, so this must be a transverse wave. So in transverse wave, that light wave is our transverse wave. So polarization only happen in transverse wave. But when in the longitudinal wave, that is the sound wave, a sound wave is a longitudinal wave and there is a no vibration of such particle. There are vibration of the column of air or the medium. So here no polarization cannot possible, no polarization, and this is the example of sound wave. So we can easily say that in light wave, that is a transverse wave, polarization is present, but in sound wave, that is the longitudinal wave, sound wave, polarization is not present. So polarization will be our answer. Only this can identify the light wave and the sound wave. That is the number D. So in an astronomical telescope, the angular magnification is f naught by fe. F naught is the focal length, and the resolution, angular resolution, is d by 1.22 lambda. D is the diameter of the telescope and it is the focal length of the telescope. So in both the cases, if we want to increase the angular magnification, we need to increase the focal length, and in other case the angular, if we want to increase the angular resolution, we need to increase the diameter of the telescope. So in both case, the d and f0, that is the focal length and the diameter, have to increase, and the condition satisfies option C. That is the C option will be our correct answer here. Here we have to calculate the first secondary maxima, angle of the first secondary maxima, and in this question it is given that the angle of the first primary maxima is 30 degree and the path difference for the primary maxima is equal to a sine theta is equal to lambda, and theta is given is equal to 30 degree, so sine 30 is equal to half. We know this. So from this, a is equal to 2 lambda, we can calculate this. Now for the secondary maxima, we have to calculate the angular angle, that is the sine, let angle be theta prime, and it will be equal to 1 plus half, as it is the secondary maximum, so it will be half plus 1 or 1 plus or whatever into lambda. So it is 3 by 2 lambda a sine theta prime, and a is 2 lambda, we have calculated it first here, so we can say 2 lambda sine theta prime is equal to 3 by 2 lambda. Here lambda cancel, and sine theta prime is equal to 3 by 4. So the angle theta prime will be sine inverse 3 by 4. So option B here, it will be our correct answer, that is the sine inverse 3 by 4. Here the angular resolution is needed. So angular resolution is given by delta theta or theta, which is 1.22 lambda by d. This is the diameter and lambda is the wavelength. So 1.22 in wavelength is given 5000 Armstrong. We can convert it to the meter, 10 to the power 8, and d is the, or centimeter, it is 10 to the power 8, and d is the diameter, and it will be 10, not 10 actually. If we convert it into meter, 0.1, and this will result in some 6.1 into 10 to the power 4. So we need the order, actually the order of 10 to the power 6 4 3 2. So here it is the 10 to the power minus 4 order, so it is of 10 to the power minus 4 radian order. So answer will be option C, that is 10 to the power minus 4 radian, order of 10 to the power minus 4 radian. Option C will be our answer. In the previous question I have discussed about every phenomena of light, that is the interference, diffraction, polarization, and coherence. So all of these, the light wave and sound wave, both have the phenomenon of interference, diffraction, and coherence, but the polarization is not present in both light wave and sound wave. So interference is possible in light waves only? No. Sound waves only? No. Both light and sound wave? Yes. In neither light neither sound wave. This is also no. This is also no. So our answer C, both light and sound wave, it is possible in both light and sound wave. Option C is correct. So this was our class. Thank you for being with us. Hope you are enjoying our channel and enjoying our videos. If you have any question, comment it below, like our channel, share with your friends, and if you have any doubt on any topic, please comment it below. We will make a video on that. Thank you so much.